There are some questions from America today, so I'm just going to answer them. After answering the questions, then all of us will be reciting some Guru Maje's prayers for the purpose of invocation, requesting, and also consecrating and blessing all these offerings to him. Then finally, then I will be explaining a little bit about the offerings over there. So, the first question is, if a person is going to die soon, but has done no Dhamma practice in this life to prepare for it, what is the best practice or best thing that the person can do at the very end to help to obtain a good rebirth? My truthful answer is, if the person is going to die soon, has no Dhamma practice in this life to prepare for it, it is almost impossible for this person to have a good rebirth. It's like if you have a lot of money in the bank account and then you just keep on using up all the money, then after that they say, where else can you go to enjoy the fruits of other people's labor? It is the hard truth is, it is impossible. Even if you want to bribe somebody to let you go somewhere nice, you have nothing to bribe. Nothing to hold in your honor that you can go somewhere and enjoy something. So my truthful answer is it is impossible. What is the best practice? Because the question here is that what is the best practice or thing to do that person can do at the very end to help to obtain a good rebirth? For purification purposes, the best practice to do is to remember one's own guru and calling out one's guru. In Tibetan, in Vajrayana Buddhism, it is different from the other forms of Buddhism, because if we are cultivating on the actual path of Vajrayana Buddhism, then the guru, one's guru, is the embodiment of all the Buddhas. But according to Theravada and the Sutrayana path, then the fact is that they have a very actualized understanding or belief that the Buddhas are maybe individualistic. They are of individualistic existence. So they are, each and every Buddha is an individual, so they want to have an individual connection with this or that Buddha. So they call out to that Buddha, this and that. Is it okay? It's also okay. Other than that, the very best would be Nam Gyalma and Amitabha Buddha. Okay, but frankly speaking, why wait to the very end? Why? So, next question is, what is the best daily Dhamma practice to be doing now to get ready for the time of death? The best daily Dhamma practice to be doing now will be the three principal aspects of the path. Okay? You will need to cultivate on renunciation, because without renunciation, you will never be prepared for death. You will enjoy your human existence as it is 100% like it is a 100% credible, fun place. Since it is 100% credible, fun place, why even bother about renouncing? So, if you do not think about the suffering, the general sufferings, and the Four Noble Truths, one would never generate renunciation, and therefore it will definitely lead to more suffering and pain. The next one will be bodhicitta. If you do not think about wanting to become a Buddha, you will always be satisfied by trying to rely upon other people's, enjoying the fruits of other people's labor. Okay, so we must really cultivate the genuine and actual intention to want to become Buddha. When you want to become a Buddha, automatically you accumulate. When you generate the actual thoughts and the feeling that we want to become a Buddha. We want to save all beings from their suffering and want to become a Buddha. After you yourself have some experience and reflections of renunciation, that you want to be free from suffering, you want to free others from suffering, you want to liberate them, you want to help them, free them, and you want to bring all to the path of Buddhahood too. So, in logic, it is easy to say, but the truthful answer is one should memorize and recite many times the prayer as in Guru Puja, that one should take on the fruits of all suffering and pain for all sentient beings, and then give all beings the fruits of your success and your merits, and you take on the suffering for all beings. And this is something that is very deeply meaningful, and we should use that phrase as the actual training ground. And it's the actual training ground. Because if not, it's just all hot air, all talk, and no actual path of cultivation. And the third point would be the right view of emptiness, that everything is really like made from dust, from atoms and neurons. Just like when you see a loaf of bread, you get a very fixed perception that the bread truly exists. Now, if we look at the loaf of bread, it has a twofold meaning, or two-tier meaning, or two-tier existence. It exists and yet it does not exist. It exists in actuality as a loaf of bread that you can eat, and it can fill your stomach, and it is delicious, and it has fragrance, and it makes you want to eat it. It makes you want to enjoy the loaf of bread. So in the hard reality, the loaf of bread is there. But in the actuality, you know that the loaf of bread is, half of it is made from air. Right? The yeast was the bacteria, and the yeast was really the one that was responsible for creating the holes in the bread. And the next reality is that you know that the bread itself was made by powder, flour. It's like powder. Or once you mix it with water, it binds. So, by using actual reflections upon all phenomena, you cannot find that any single thing have its true existence. So we can say that it exists and not exists at the same time. In the ultimate reality, it does not exist. But in the relative reality, it does exist as a loaf of bread. And the moment after you eat it, its existence as a reality transforms to become food in your stomach. Chewed up bread to become in your stomach. So these three principal aspects of the path, which is the very heart and the roots of the heart and the root of Vajrayana Buddhism, or at the essence of Mahayana Buddhism, Sutra path. Without this, there's no even the mention of the three higher trainings and the cultivation of Vajrayana Buddhism. Imagine how catastrophic or how bad it can be. For example, for somebody who has a job that is maybe a clown or an actor that does some kind of or maybe this person is acting as a kung fu master, or believing, or in the he is a samurai. So in the movie, in the acting career, he does that very well. Great samurai, great kung fu masters. It would be terrible, grave mistake that if he actually believes in reality that he is in real life and not in his career setting, that he is still kung fu master or samurai. That if he is not happy, he will just slice off the head of somebody. What would happen? So, if one practice Tantra without renunciation, without bodhicitta, and without the right view of emptiness, then truly it is the result is that one, it is similar that one believing that he or she, is hallucinating that he or she is the real kung fu master or real samurai or the real thing. In actuality is a 100% hallucination. 100% hallucination. So, if we use this opportunity to reflect upon our own life, or how you choose your manifestation to be, how you choose you want to live your life, style your hair, wear your clothes, what brand and this and that. Some people believe that they can talk to gods and recite mantras and receiving signals or downloading from some heavens and this and that, or believing in dreams. It totally is like, in totality, it is like a believing that you have already become like this and that, but it is all empty. How can you be satisfied by eating buns in a dream? Right? I have seen people being satisfied by eating in the dream, wake up full because they've been chewing their blankets. Yeah. Funny now, but in reality it happened. It happened in Nepal. I was there, and I was this monk was so hungry. At the time, was really poor. He was chewing his pillow. He was chewing his pillow, and I woke him up. I woke him up and saying, "You're swallowing the cotton." Yeah. So, harsh reality. Harsh reality. But need to wake up. So, we ourselves, since we understand that, we should not be satisfied by some dream or some prayer and some always saying good things, and they say, oh, thank you, oh, nice, and rejoice, and this and that. Of course, it's nice, it's good, but it is very shallow. Your practice must not be shallow. Your practice must be real. If your practice is just about saying some nice things and wishing people well and stuff like that, what's the difference between you and a salesman? According to the words of my guru, then this is just spiritual salesmanship. But to be able to face up to the reality of being in the present moment, just like the relative reality of the bread, when you seeing the bread, that is Dhamma cultivation. That would be Dhamma cultivation. How do you turn a loaf of bread into powder again? How do you turn a loaf of bread into powder again? Yeah. So next one. So I hope I answered the question too. What is the best daily Dhamma practice to be doing now to get ready for the time of death? Okay. So that will be the sutra practice, and then for the deity practice, then of course, if one has a guru, then one needs to pray to one's guru, have a guru devotion. That is the best practice. There's no greater practice than a guru devotion. There's no greater offering than guru puja. Okay, so this the reality. No greater offering than a guru puja, and no greater practice than guru yoga. So what is the third question? Why is it important to have the strong foundation in the three principal aspects of the path: renunciation, bodhicitta, and right view of emptiness before practicing tantra? Okay, I think I already answered that question earlier on. But why is it important? It is important just to say it again. If you do not practice the three principal aspects of path, then you are living the life of an illusion. You think that you become an actor than a practitioner. Okay, you become an actor. Oh, I'm a green Tara. I'm like this. Then I dress up like this, very nice, and yeah. Soon you need to go and dye your hair blue, spray yourself green, walk around topless, and wearing all the jewelry. Yeah. Right. Then they will say that, wow, really must body, speech, and mind in oneness. Then there's many crazy people in this world. Many. Unbelievable. Okay? If you don't have the three principal aspects of the path, then it's really, even if you really have the three principal aspects of the path as the real path, even naked, you're no problem. What's the difference between seeing a naked human body and seeing an animal? Or do you want to wear clothes for the dog or the pig? Only crazy people wear clothes for the dogs. Yeah, they're totally screwed. Yeah. They only, want this and that, as though the dog can appreciate your t-shirt and this and that, Yeah. But for the fun of it, it's okay. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to enjoy. But those people who believe that they must wear clothes for the dog and maybe why don't you wear underwear for the dog too? You wear the top and don't wear the bottom. Isn't it? Make sense? It's like for human being, if that's a reality, you should be wearing a t-shirt to swim but don't wear swimming trunks. Make sense? Right? So as you can see, many people have a warped idea of what is acceptable, what is a reality, and this and that. So don't be so easily cheated, I would say. Okay? We as a practitioner have to learn to look at space. Can you see air? Can you see space? Yeah. Trying to cultivate to gaze into the reality of space. The fastest, the most dynamic, ever-changing, non-conceptual reality. If you cannot see space, light some incense or gaze into the clouds. Right? When you light some incense, you see the smoke. Does the smoke exist? Does the smoke exist? Exist or not exist? Huh? If you say exist, catch some smoke for me. If you say it don't exist, why does it appear? Okay? So, your answers are always based on existence. Or must have this, must have that. Things always, all phenomena, all reality, all things exist having double, two truths. They like to use the term, or the Geluks use the term, the two truths, the relative truth and the ultimate truth. Okay? Don't need to learn too many deep things. You get the basics right. When you get the basics right, you will see there are many crazy people out there. Many people all praying, and it's not wrong that if the other people saying that some people are so some practitioners are like praying to stone and praying to rock. Yes, because they've become attached to form. Okay? They become attached to form. When you make a light offering, the real meaning is that you want to become a light to the world. You aspire to become like the light. And not, do you think the Buddha is so gian for your light? No? Huh? The Buddha so crazy for your light. Make light offering. Hey, you make light offering to me, I'm so happy. Eh? I give you more light. Eh? Okay? So, Buddha is not crazy for your light. Your LED light, your crystal light, your candle light, your oil lamp light, the butter lamp light. Buddha is not crazy about that. We are the ones who created, wow, this light is very exquisite, this is that, it made from what this candle is made from beeswax, is this. Okay, good, yeah. There's a human beings creating the illusion of equality without not. See, so for Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, we see this as like this, means like this. Even, what is the best offering, you know? Did you ever offer the sun and the moon? No. It's always there. It's the brightest, but you don't offer the sun and the moon. Free, but you're not using, you're not offering. So you should offer. When you see the flowers, you should enjoy the present moment and offer the flowers. Everything, the clear sky, the fresh air, everything around. Making actual offering, yes, is important. But so is making actual and emanated offerings. If one does not pursue this path, okay, like for example, offering of Buddha statues, or building of temples, or printing a Dharma book. These are known as the activity of the three supports. Okay? The three support: building temples, building Buddha statues, and printing of Dharma books. Right, traditionally. Then later we say three supports the Dharma as a representation of the teaching on the truth, and that the truth is based on the mind of Buddha. So therefore, the stupa is also within there, and also the money wheel. Okay, the big turning money wheel. So many things have interdependent meanings. So it's a similar with your life. Your life, what you are today, is not because of a singular cause. You are what you are today not because of a singular cause. Like why are you daydreaming now or night dreaming now? Some of you come attend teaching, sit there and I understand, tired. Yeah. Sometimes what Lama say true. Then you start to reflect, wow, in my life last time like that. Then like that. Correct? Correct? Yeah, then this thing happened, then that thing happened. Correct? Yeah. That's your dreaming. Okay? But it's okay. You are reflecting and you are reflecting, so that's okay. The main thing is that if you don't reflect, why does this happen to you? Because ordinarily, you don't have an opportunity to face your own mind. You don't give, it's not that you don't have the opportunity, rather it's that you do not give yourself the opportunity to face your own mind. You do not give yourself the opportunity to study yourself, to look at yourself, to think about your past, your present moment, and how you would like to channel your future to which particular direction. Because the direction does not, the direction may lead to the result that you want or may not lead to the result that you want, because the result is based on your own attachment and your own idea and your own hardwired attachment to your own outcome and ego and pride. Right? So like for example, you want to go to a hot place. You want to go to this place for holiday. And when you go to that place for holiday, you insist that it must take this particular brand of aeroplane, this particular, stay in this particular hotel, eat this particular food. Then it becomes going to that place. It must fulfill all your particular fancies, hallucination. Then it was going there. If you didn't go, if you went there but didn't stay there, you learn, you see and saw something new but didn't go to the place that you used to go, it's like you feel incomplete. Right? There are many people like that. Then this is the biggest mistake. You are going to a destination that fulfills your ego and your pride and not enjoying the journey of your life. If you do not enjoy the journey of your life, it is impossible for you to go deeper. It is impossible for you to understand, and it is also impossible for anybody to have a deep imprint of how they can try to practice to become a warrior. Okay? If you don't practice to become a warrior, then you're always practicing to become a tourist. Right? The idea of a bodhisattva is that we are warriors. Okay? We wear the armor of Dharma. Okay? The crown of Guru. Okay? Yeah. The weapons that break down the weapons that destroy the perception of, that destroys the perception that all things are real. This is how one should be. The weapon that one holds, the clothes that one wears, and the crown or and the hats, the crown that one wears. So the crown jewel of Dharma. Okay, so this is a very, very important. Okay, and the motivation of bodhicitta, of wanting to be free from, of wanting to become a Buddha, to free all beings from suffering. These are very, very, very important aspect, path and motivation to do so. The fourth question is, can Rinpoche please explain or describe the best way to meditate on emptiness? There is no one best way to meditate on emptiness. Everybody has got their own mental predisposition and beliefs and stuff like that. So my own personal method was always to have you need to have a knowledge and a reflection of renunciation. Okay? And as for the emptiness, one should seize that all things have their result of being nothing, of being unreal. For example, once there is a birth, there is a death. There is no choice for those who are born but to die. That is without a choice. So when you want to meditate on emptiness, if you want to meditate the emptiness of yourself, then you can meditate the emptiness in the aspect of, do you really exist? Where do you exist? Where do I come from? Which part of the body do I reside? Do I reside in anywhere? So you try to take yourself apart like a jigsaw puzzle. Lay all parts of your body in front in a straight line and observe. Do I stay in my heart? Do I stay in my lungs? Do I stay in many, many different parts? This is the usual Theravada method. The other methods, and then to continue the Theravada method, then you observe and then you ask yourself, do I exist singularly or in totality? So you start to find and start to understand about your body. Then you think about a house or a tree. How does the existence of a house appear? Take everything apart and put everything back. What is a house? What is it that we can call a house? Is a house a home? Is a house a home? Is your house your home? Okay? Can one's home be under a tree? Okay? So then what is a house? What is the appearance of a house? What is the function of a house? What is the function of a home? So using all these different methods to think and to observe, then one starts to see that everything that we have believed in are mere illusions. Then you start to slowly dissolve yourself. So it is very important that all of us should meditate. and not pray. There are many people also praying. Their practice is like praying to gods, asking for the gods to help and this and that. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. Yeah. Out of courtesy and respect for the other beings, like maybe if you go to a Hindu temple, then you've got Hindu friends. Of course, you respect the Hindu gods and the Hindu custom, or the Muslim gods and the Muslim customs, or Taoist gods and the Taoist customs. But in reality, we should view each and every body, God, as similar to oneself. Then there is, with that, then that is known as the great, having the great potential towards peace, that everybody and ourselves is the same. It's the same. Then you will not become a gravely critical person, because everybody still need to eat, still need to drink, still need to sleep, still need some money, still need some sense of security to be able to, in a sense, function in a dysfunctional world. Okay? So why do I say it's a dysfunctional world? It's a dysfunctional because it cannot function the way we want it to be. Because we want things to be permanent. We want things to last forever. But if you think about it, if only you are permanent and everybody else was impermanent, will it be meaningful? All your friends would die before you. And don't forget, since you are permanent, you won't die. And at what age would you want to preserve your appearance? If you appear too young, people view you as inexperienced. If you appear too old, you are scary. If you appear middle-aged, then people think that you are neither here nor there. Okay? So, who, where, what, why, how? There's no perfection. Okay? So, there's no perfection. So, we should study upon that by reflecting upon one's own conditions, one's own experience, one's own observations, and we should deeply be aware of that. Okay? We should deeply be aware of that. There's no point studying so much and everything, then it becomes, it's like the same. How many of you remember what your physics teacher taught you? How many of you remember what your physics teacher taught you? Everything. How many? Why? It's the same, because your study in schools were practically just to please your parents or to please the system that you must study. But goodness sake, actually maybe you only needed maths and language, right? Mathematics and language. Isn't it? Huh? How many of you benefited from the geography classes and used it in your daily life? Good. Good. Because then you'll be able to know at what area, what place, at what time, and who, where, when, why, how, what, why, how. Yeah, I think geography is really beneficial. Geography is actually is the Western feng shui. Okay, where you can get the Chinese have a very mystical names. Where the dragon's lair, at a point where known as the dragon's mouth. Okay, where you dig there and there's water. Actually, in the geography, you just look at everything there and the points, and then that's where all the water would go inside, and then dig there, you get water. Okay, but Chinese likes big names, nice names, and stuff like that. So actually, it's also cultural. It's so cultural. It is more practical application is the most important. So therefore, some people study a lot of Dharma. It is good. It is great for for the future. It is good and great for your future lives to have an imprint. But to be able to practice well what you do, what you have already learned, is more important. Okay? Like for example, if you know how to boil water and if you know how to cook rice, if you know how to cook, that is more practical. That is more practical. So in the real practice, practicality is the most important. It's the most important. Having dreams of being able to fly to the heavens or the gods coming to talk to you, they are all dreams. Okay? Dreaming of eating char siu bao or dreaming of eating a durian will not satisfy. Durian is really, really nice. Isn't it? Yeah. So wonderful, durian. You can only enjoy now in your mind, isn't it? Those who like durians. If you love durian so much, why not try to hug one to sleep? Right? Yeah. So when you love something, you must love everything about that something, right? Correct? When you love something, you must love everything about that thing, isn't it? Then it's called pure love. Right? So if you love your lover, even his shit and fart smells good, right? Huh? No? Oh, shit and fart is beautiful. At least he or she is alive. Huh? Well, if dead already, no shit and no fart. Right? So, in our practice, need to have such observations. What is it that I like? What is it that I need? Do I like because of its intrinsic quality, or do I like because of my own attachment and my own idea? Many people like because of their own idea. I like because I can possess you. I like because I want you and I can have you on this and that. Okay? So, reflect upon that. Reflect upon that. Like, if some people, if Guru talk to me, then I like Guru. If Guru no talk to me, I don't like Guru. Up to you. Up to you. Right? Some people, they pray to some statue for so long and pray after they say that the statue can talk to them. Right? It's a little bit unbelievable. Okay? If what is known as the universal truth, then this universal truth is openly accepted by all across the board. Right? So even religions have flaw. Religions are not accepted by all across the board. Some accept, some don't. Some believe, some not. Some happy, some criticize. Right? So what is the most important? The mind of wanting to be of benefit for other beings, to understand, to help, to help, to have a mutual understanding, to have peace, is the most important path of practice. Many praying, many offerings, but mouth always cursing and saying other people no good. I think you can manage that yourself. You can definitely come to have your own conclusion yourself. Okay? So, when we say practice, then your practice, your cultivation, for example, many people say, Lama, what's the purpose of doing? You're doing so much work and you're getting sick, you are so tired and this and that. So I kept quiet. So now I want to say, what is the purpose of you growing rice? Decoration? What is the purpose of you growing wheat and vegetables? So that this thing can benefit yourself and benefit others, isn't it? So what is the end result? Death of that thing. Transformation of that thing, right? Will rice die when you harvest it? No? You dry it, right? Will wheat die when you harvest it? So same. We all have to die. Why not die gloriously than to die a coward? Right? So we all, as bodhisattvas, should die a glorious death. Maximize our human existence in this lifetime to be of benefit for others. Because sure, we are going to die. How? You die nicely in drunk in a hotel bed, also die. Dying with a whole life, benefiting others, also will die. Okay? So, die by being killed by others, also die. Okay? So the main thing is how we want to be of benefit for other people's life. Okay? That's why when we eat, look at your food. Okay? In the Chinese temple, they call the place to eat is called Wu Guan Tang. Okay? The place where you use the 5 observances to observe with your 5 feeling. First is by seeing the food, and then after next is you have to seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling. The feeling is that now this thing died for us to eat. This thing died. Or if you're eating live, even if you eat a live prawn, a live animal, it will have to die when you bite it. Right? Okay? So this is a very, very important aspect. You have to observe by seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, feeling. So there's not much purpose to live one's life in a selfish way. If one lives your own life about, how I'm going to live my life, how I must try to do this, I want to do this so that I can do this, or I want to do this so I can do that, I can achieve that, this and that. It is a bad dream, nightmare. What I can, I do. I cannot do. I cannot accept, and this and that. Sure, you then there. In this life, then you are there. If you don't want to open up and renounce, then always just there. If we want to be of benefit for others, then we have to totally renounce the attachment to the self as real and true. That you are something, you want your belief, your belief, it is like that, it must be like that, you want it to be like that, your wants, your aims, your wish. You are in a contradiction. We are in the contradiction of how one things to be. Your whole life is dictated by destinations. No more understanding that life is a journey. How I want. Then after, okay, you become like this, then so what? So what? Okay? Even death is not the final destination. It is but a transformation of how. When we say bado, we say in between states of life. But actually, right now, we are also in the bado, the in between the state of death. Isn't it? So we are always in the between. Using this understanding to observe that we are always in the between, then there is not much. Then we release the attachment of who, where, what, why, how. Who and why, and I want things to be, and this and that. So that's it for tonight. For the teachings.